I'm not the cause of this problem, and neither are the hoes. You guys are mad at the women. You shouldn't be mad at them. You should be mad at the people that sold them this lie. You should be mad at the people that told them about feminism. You should be mad about how God has been separated from the minds of a lot of these people. Or just make a decision. What are you going to do? You're going to go cry in my chat and talk about Taliban and Hitler? Or get better and realize that like getting pussy is probably going to make you happier. All right, let's go roast some women so you guys can feel better about yourself. About women that you would probably, a lot of you would never be able to fuck. This is Shallow and Complicated Rules of Modern Dating. It's a complicated.
Would you agree that women are more complicated than men?
Please, even with the Lees. All right, Chad, let it out. You want to go hate women? You want to go like, get mad at women right now? Women! Porn is bad! God will strike you down! Okay, let it out. Women are more complicated.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, and the short answer, yes, in certain situations.
Are men too simple to understand women, or are women just too complex to be understood?
I think that men are too simple.
Okay, let it out.
Halfway.
It's our fault that you make no sense.
Understand women.
I think that women are too complex.
I just don't think men ask enough questions. Like, I think like women are very vulnerable. Like
men don't ask enough questions. When do you see women doing these street interviews? It's always a man asking questions, going out, talking to the general public. You'll never see a woman do this.
I think most women I know like are gonna tell you like, yo, this is an issue. Like, fix this. Hello. And then, you know, I mean, what do they say? What's the statistics of divorce? Like 80% of women, like, you know, initiate divorces. And then men are like, oh my God, I didn't know what happened. Like, bitch, your wife was telling you for the past 12 years, like what she needed and you didn't do it.
Or women are just absolutely ridiculous with their standards now, and they always think that they can find something better, and that's why they initiate most of divorces.
So
never get married in the West. It's over. Look at her. Fake lips, the what do you call it? Cumbrellas. Every time I blink, you hear the cartoon noise. It's over. Don't just get money, get out.
Is it better to be complicated or to be simple?
I think it's better to be complicated. Gives you depth.
Better to be complicated, but in the dating sense, probably better to be simple. Easier to manipulate.
They think being complicated is making absolutely no sense because there's no consistency. You just run around based on your emotions. That's not complex, that's childish.
Why is it better to be complicated if it's harder to be understood?
Because when someone can understand you, they understand all those complex parts of you, and then I feel like you get a deeper connection.
Yeah, same here. I feel like there's more to dig into and more layers to uncover, but in the long run, it might not work out, but
yeah.
Women often describe themselves as complicated, emotional, even crazy. Do you think women actually...
I'm toxic and crazy. You just need to handle me. Oh, you don't know why I left? You just need to figure me out.
...want to be understood?
Yes.
Wouldn't that hold them to a standard?
They kind of do, but they kind of don't. They want to be understood by the guys that
they're attracted to.
They want to be understood by, basically.
It's complicated because we say like we want something, but then we just say that to make you feel like we want something else. Like when our partner is going out to get some food, oh, we don't want any food, but as soon as you come back, you didn't get me anything. Yeah, so it's basically, it is complicated.
If women were easily understood, wouldn't that hold them accountable?
Yes.
Wouldn't that make it harder to manipulate?
Yes.
Is there any better manipulation strategy than remaining an unidentifiable threat?
Guilt tripping. That always works.
That's the best tactic you can use, and that's a tactic they use all the time.
Tactic. You see how it's war? Dating in the West now, it's a constant battle. Funny experiment. I actually want to do this in a street interview. I'm going to ask girls on the street, would you rather have a stable relationship or a toxic relationship? They're all going to say toxic. They think it's fun. That's why you need to be able to, it's just whoever's the better manipulator controls the relationship more. And it makes more sense for the guy to be the better manipulator, or the leader being able to control her emotions, because they need drama. They want a toxic relationship because they need to be emotionally controlled. They need something to stimulate them. Same reason why they watch murder documentaries, why they watch Jeffrey Dahmer. They're obsessed with this nonsense, keeping up with the Kardashians, a bunch of garbage. People hitting each other, drama. She's pregnant. They love that bullshit because they like feeling emotional about the shit. If they're bored in a stable relationship, that's why they leave most of the time. It's not because the guy's cheating, because they're bored.
Definitely.
If you understand your woman and you understand why she say the shit she say, do the shit she do, then she can't manipulate you. But if you don't understand why she do the shit she do, then she for sure gonna be able to run circles around you, manipulate you, all types of shit. You feel me? Especially if you're a goofy.
Isn't it easier to manipulate somebody if you can just claim that you're crazy and you...
Yeah, oh, definitely, yeah. I feel like it's kind of like when people are like, oh, I'm crazy because this zodiac sign. It's, you know, like, I was like this my whole life. Like, yeah, definitely. And I think some people can fall for it, but it's probably on the other person to be like, all right, I'm not dealing with this person's shit.
Would you want to live with or commit to someone who admits to being crazy?
No, because they're not willing to change.
Yep, that's an immediate red flag that you need to pay attention to. Like, yes, Chad is acting crazy right now because it's controlled crazy, but when girls are self-admittedly crazy, leave. And he's exactly right. They don't want to change. They've accepted that they make no sense. And there's no point in hoping or staying around and being like, maybe if I make enough sense, she's going to stop being a fucking delusional brat. They will stay that way. I'm crazy. Ha ha ha. Okay. All right. You got a nice ass though, but you're unironically crazy. It's not going to change.
They're just accepting that they're crazy and I'm going to do crazy shit, so you should accept it. And
why do so many women admit to being...
It's encouraged now with all the music and all the social media. It's encouraged. Toxic city girls. You're supposed to be this or you're boring. People don't have a lot going on in their actual life, and so they supplement it by being delusional and being wild and being fucking love terrorists in the relationship.
Being complicated, emotional, even crazy, and think that's acceptable behavior.
It's today's times. Like, people are just out of their minds nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's accepted by everybody. It's glorified all over the place with media, music, TikTok, internet, Instagram, all that.
That's what they been all their life. You gotta think like, that's just them, you feel me? Women don't even understand themselves. Sometimes they do something, don't even understand why they did the shit.
How likely are women willing to accept men for just the way men are?
Not at all.
Not at all.
A woman wants you to be how she wants you to be type shit. You feel me?
So why should men accept women for just the way that women are?
You just need to accept me for how toxic I am. But if I'm like, okay, I want to fuck a lot of bitches, I want to have 4 wives, and I want you to shut the fuck up, be agreeable, cook, stop complaining, don't look through my phone, stop giving me problems, stop thinking that being crazy is a personality trait, and let me do what the fuck I need to do. If I say that, but you need to accept me and my craziness, get the fuck out of my life.
Cause they women, like, shit, you can't live with them, you can't live without them, for real.
I see it as a way of a woman just making excuses to do whatever they feel like they want.
To be childish.
How likely are women willing to accept men for just the way that men are?
Not at all.
It's rare. It's very rare.
So why should men accept women for just the way that women are?
We shouldn't, but we do because we want pussy. And not enough men put their foot down and just say, no, bitch. No, it's my way or get out of my life. So they are encouraged to act childish. The amount of like terrorist activity that I have put up with dealing with women is mind-blowing. Just for some pussy. The amount that I've put up with, the amount of threats, like psycho behavior, like, and you just push through, and you don't slap them. You don't go to jail. You just chug through, pay for dinner, and then get some pussy, but turn the lights off.
We shouldn't, but we do.
Who is more shallow, men or women?
Shallow?
Women, because women want a guy that makes over 6 figures, that's over 6 feet tall, that has over a 6-inch dick, that is funny, that's successful, that's interesting, that's nice to talk to, that dresses well, that smells good. And I'm just like, bro, most of the guys, you see these guys in here just want a hug. What's more superficial?
Can you define shallow? Like,
Shallow is you only go for looks. You don't look on the deeper
oh,
surface.
shallow.
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to say women, low key.
They are, because men don't care what kind of car women have. They don't care what kind of phone you have. They don't care where you live. Women, they kind of do. Like, they care what.
They're like, well, you're broke.
Like, are you broke? Are you made of money? Like,
Is it good looking? Is it tall?
it's women. Women are more gold diggers than men, I would say.
But it's kind of us.
It depends on the context, because sexually, men are known to be more shallow, but materialistically, women are known to be more shallow. But are they? I mean, it really depends on the person, like Emma said.
Yeah, women more shallow for sure. They want attractive, successful, good in bed, money. They want you to do what they say. Men just want you to be pretty and come home.
Are women more shallow because they want too many things, or are men more shallow because they only want one thing?
Men, because they only want one thing.
What are your thoughts on the following expression? A woman wants one man to satisfy her every need, while a man wants every woman to satisfy his one need.
Wow. Wow, that's deep. I don't know. I feel like if both of those are satisfied, then I guess it would make for a good relationship. But at the same time, I don't think that's possible.
Men want the cooch, but men want so much more. They want family. They want, all of that. But they're just not good at showing it. They just wanna show us that they want.
But I mean, wouldn't you say that men are often shamed for being shallow because they just want one thing?
But don't also women only want one thing?
Well, do women want one?
What, you do? Seems like you want 30 things. What the fuck is the one thing you want? Witch knows?
But don't also women only want one thing?
Well, do women want one thing, or do women want a lot of
I want the
things?
whole package.
Women want a man.
So what's the one? What are you talking about?
Women want a family, a homemade.
In other words, women want the complete package. They want a man who's going to check all the boxes.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
does that make... Basically, what I'm curious about is, if men and women can both be shallow for completely different reasons, what does it mean to be shallow?
I think being shallow is just only seeing someone at surface level. And I think having preferences is just knowing what you like and what you don't like, and actually just having a high standard for yourself.
Let's say a man is only willing to find a girl attractive if she's blonde, has huge tits, kind of looks like a blow-up doll, right? Like, that's a little bit shallow. Or if a woman is only able to...
You have makeup all over your face. Your eyebrows look like shapes. Your lips look like the Kylie Jenner challenge. Your eyelashes look like two umbrellas. And you're gonna talk about shallow? You spend $100 for your nails. You borderline look like a clown, and they will still have any type of ego to talk about shallow. What do you?
It looks like a blow-up doll, right? Like, that's a little bit shallow. Or if a woman is only able to look at a man and be like, okay, abs, hot body, good hair, good teeth. Like, I feel like that's a little bit shallow. But your preference, if it's your preference of somebody who's like, okay, I prefer somebody who's on the fitter side, doesn't mean that they have to have a full-on six-pack. It could just mean they take care of their body, they're going to the gym, they're working on themselves. I personally prefer dad bods and be like, oh, daddy. That is my preference.
Drizzy just donated 10 and said, kill yourself. This is Rumble. Welcome to the fucking show, bro.
I personally prefer dad bods and be like, oh, daddy. That is my preference. Little snuggle cuddle meat. That's what I like. So, yeah.
Are men more shallow for one?
Don't listen to this garbage, bro. Look at the way she's looking. You know why she wants a guy with a dad bod? Because she's probably a feminist. She wants to have a dick. She wants to be able to control that guy. Oh, he's going to come home and snuggle and cuddle with me. Oh, because he's not going to run around and I'll hold his dick. I'll hold it when he pees. Don't listen to this.
Little snuggle cuddle meat. That's what I like.
No.
So, yeah.
Are men more shallow for wanting attractive women, or are women more shallow for only wanting attractive and also successful men?
I think that depends who you talk to and your interpretation of that.
So women aren't shallow for expecting more?
I think everyone's a bit fucking shallow.
And in my previous relationships, I would say that they expect me to be the best version of myself, not just hot. You can get away with being just hot, but you want to be able to articulate yourself and have a conversation with the person, because otherwise the relationship doesn't go anywhere, and it's really unlevel.
Being a successful man, right, means you make over 6 figures, you have a nice car, nice house, nice job, and being attractive. Okay, cool. Women want that. but that's not always going to bring you your happiness. And with men, because they only want a hot girl, again, that's not going to bring you your happiness, but it's not as shallow because, sure, men are very physical. They want something that's beautiful, and that's what's going to stimulate their mind. Women want some emotional type of connection.
I personally believe to be shallow is that you only looking on the surface. Like, hey, I think you're good looking. I think I can have sex with you and the sex is great. But we don't even have a deeper connection. We cannot even have a conversation. When we argue, it's really, really bad. Like, that's shallow. That's really just looking on the surface of a person, not knowing them for who they are.
I mean, I think like attraction is what initially brings.
I think if you're a made man, you could be able to have a stimulating conversation with any one of these bitches. It won't be stimulating for the man, but it could be stimulating for every single one of them. Like, once you know the ins and outs of what she thinks, like, really, is it that hard to figure her out and have a conversation? You see the crystal around her neck. You see the witch nose piercing. She's an astrology girl. She has the tapestry up in her room. She has the astrology app on her phone, probably on birth control. She's wearing a big, giant pink weave. She listens to the music that you would expect her to listen to. I know how to have a deep conversation with her. It's not hard. Like, once you're accomplished enough and you've navigated the business world and you've had to deal with enough people, you can talk to this bitch and make her stimulated. Right? It's not really about having an emotional connection, a soulmate person out there. It's just being with somebody who knows how to speak to you, and where one person is doing more of the thinking than the other.
The surface of a person, not knowing them for who they are.
I mean, I think like attraction is what initially brings you to someone, but really like personality, humor, emotional connection is what makes you stay around.
Do you think women have the privilege of being more picky because they have more options?
Potentially. I know some picky men though. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think women definitely have that privilege. You know, you go into a woman's Instagram messages and there's 100 men in there, but you know, a guy will be lucky if he hits up 100 girls and, you know, maybe 2 get back to him.
And that actually describes why all these people are mad at here. You guys are look at all the people talking about Jews and burn this witch, and you guys got all mad when I talked about fornication, and now you're talking about burning women alive, talking about Hitler and Taliban. Be honest, a lot of you are trolling. I get it. A lot of you are really angry because you can't get women, and so you're coping instead of accepting the fact that you need to improve yourself, become more physically attractive, get more money, become have more status and everything, be more accomplished. You're coping. So you say burn women. This is evil. You're going to hell. You just can't get bitches. If you were at that point, you would not be. This is you letting out the cum that should be going into a bitch. You're coming onto your keyboard all over into my Rumble stream right now. You see?
100 men in there, but you know, a guy will be lucky if he hits up 100 girls and, you know, maybe 2 get back to him.
And that's the game. The more hypergamous these women become, the more like. Bro, these women are all being shared by the top men. And I understand why some people in the chat are saying, I'm a slut maker, I'm a hoe maker. Maybe, but I'm just operating in the world that's in front of me. I like pussy, and I like being happy. Pussy makes me happy, keeps me focused and everything, like having a nice woman around, having a nice girl around, being with different ones and not having to deal with their bullshit. A lot of them make no sense, so I just want them immediately. Where they put up a nice, like, pretty girl image, and then I can avoid the toxic craziness, and then just move on to the next one. As soon as she start acting crazy or start getting clingy, start making demands, move on to the next one. Okay, some people, the religious people, will be like, "Oh, you're a homemaker. You're part of the problem. You're a slut maker." I'm just operating in the world that's in front of me. It's not. I am not the cause of this problem. Neither are the hoes. You guys are mad at the women. You shouldn't be mad at them. You should be mad at the people that sold them this lie. You should be mad at the people that told them about feminism. You should be mad about how God has been separated from the minds of a lot of these people. Or just make a decision. What are you going to do? You're going to go cry in my chat and talk about Taliban and Hitler? Or get better and realize that, like, getting pussy is probably going to make you happier. The fuck? Burning witches makes us happy? All right, but fornication makes you upset? Be consistent with it. If you're all religious and shit, then God doesn't want you to burn witches at the stake, you idiot. Like, see the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game, bro. Or don't even hate the game. Just operate in it. Why even hate anything? You're just gonna spend all your time upset talking about Jews and Hitler and shit.
Why is it considered a woman's preference to reject a man based on height, but it's considered shallow if a man rejects a woman based on weight?
Is it though? I mean, Okay, again, you're asking somebody who is very open. But yes, I do.
I mean, is that a double standard?
It is a double standard because, I mean, the short king movement, right?
What's the thing? What is called weight shaming?
Body shaming.
Body shaming. So shouldn't height size be body shaming too?
Isn't it easier to change your weight than it is to change your height?
You can't change your height. You can't change your weight.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be more shallow for women to reject men based on height?
Yeah.
Why do dating apps ask about height but not weight when women have a height preference and men have a weight preference? Is that not a double standard?
Yeah, it is. I kind of feel like the dating apps are kind of like pushing that agenda.
They are. Bring a scale to that first date. Before you spend $200 on a dinner, make her step on the scale. If she weighs more than the bill, make her pay.
Do you believe that anyone can be in anyone's league?
Yes.
No.
What does it mean to be out of somebody's league?
You're just not attracted to that type of person. Like, it can be personality-wise, physically, or status. It's just you're not attracted to that kind of person at all. So.
What is pansexual?
I have no idea.
Mental health problems.
So I don't know the actual definition, but for me, I feel like it means like you love everything and are attracted to everything. You're attracted to
You're retarded. Like, being pansexual means you're retarded. Being pansexual just means you're delusional.
a man, to a woman, to somebody who's transgender, like
It essentially
everyone.
means you can be attracted to anybody regardless of gender.
Of gender. Okay, so I kind of got that right? Okay.
Would you assume that pansexuals are the least shallow?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
If you're not pansexual, does that mean that you are shallow?
Do you guys know what pansexual mean? Pansexual is just a gay way to say gay. Like, being gay is not cool anymore, so they just came up with a new thing. Pansexual means sexually or romantically attracted to people regardless of their sex or gender. So it means you fuck like to people regardless. This is where it gets weird because, like, why aren't kids involved in this, right? If you're like, oh, I'm not, it doesn't even matter what their sex or gender is. Sex and gender are the same thing. And then now they start calling pedophilia, like, I'm not a pedophile, I'm a minor attracted person. It's just, we need to put a stop to this.
I'm not sure. I don't completely understand pansexuals, so I
What's the difference between pansexual and bisexual?
I've been asking myself that for years. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know. They're the same thing. They're the same thing. To me, I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be getting canceled for that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
based on what you said, pansexual is like being attracted to all kinds of gender, including non-binary and people who fall outside of the gender. But bisexual is being attracted to people who identify as either male or female.
Do you think sexuality for women is more mental and emotional for women than men?
Absolutely, yes. I feel like if I'm not in the right mindset, I will not orgasm for the life of me. You can try and you can try and you can try and it will not happen.
She needs to be in love with you to nut.
So wouldn't that mean that women are more likely to be pansexual than men are?
Absolutely, yes. I feel like sometimes I got my euphoric experience from somebody who is not a man, and that's totally fine.
Should a man be expected to love a woman for who she is if a woman only loves a man for what he provides?
No, double standard. That's not cool. That's not cool.
No, they should both love each other for who they are. And I mean, sometimes it depends on the age and the dating. Like, some young women only want men for what they have, but like if they're really serious, then it should be for who they are.
Who is more delusional? The average man holding out for the lingerie model or the average woman holding out for the rich alpha male?
They're equally delusional, but we tell women that they can believe in this. I want that lingerie model, though. I'm going to get that, man.
I think the average male that's waiting on a lingerie model.
The average man holding out for the lingerie model, because lingerie model ain't the average woman. You can't be, you feel me?
But can't the man improve himself to the point where he can attract most of the lingerie
Yeah,
women?
he for sure can. He got to get on his shit.
Yes, he can.
And also, the delusional part is that the man, that high status man, is most likely going to be more shareable to a lot of women. That lingerie model just wants one guy.
So wouldn't that mean that men are better at self-improvement than women?
Yes.
You're right. You're right. He can. Because to women, like, those things like like how a man looks physically. I guess if he is, you know, if he has money, if he has status, then most women are okay with that. Like he doesn't have to be very attractive. So yeah, I mean, it could be kind of equal.
So wouldn't that also mean that men are better at self-improvement than women?
For sure. A woman think just because she a woman, that's all she need to have to the table. A man really...
Women, besides makeup, besides maybe doing Pilates in college, they don't improve at all. It ends after like 22. After they finish college, that journey of becoming the best version of themselves, it's over. They don't put any effort into that. Those are, la, la, la. We go crystals, do my hobby. Yeah, this is my garden. And that's it. For men, it's a constant journey. It will never stop. You constantly have to work or else somebody's going to lap you, somebody's going to pass you, and then your wife is with somebody else. You can't stop. But women, it's like, I'm doing my self-care day, and I'm relaxing, and this is me, and I'm going to pamper myself. It's not a fucking every single day. It's not a it's not a daily struggle. Their struggle is just getting over their own thoughts.
Really got to go out there and better himself, better him life, get a car, get a house, get a career. You feel me? So a man for sure go better himself before a woman do.
A woman wants one man to satisfy her every need, while a man wants every woman to satisfy his one need.
That's true. That's true.
The best pussy is the new pussy.
That's true to some extent. It's not all the way true, but it's mostly true, yeah.
Every woman to satisfy his one need.
Ooh. That sound accurate, though. I'm going to keep it real. That sound real accurate.
Why does a society that tells a man he doesn't deserve a woman when he's broke have any right to tell that man he only deserves one woman when he's rich?
It's double standard. It's like they want you to be down here, right? And then when you get up here, they don't want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor or what you've done or the success that comes or the...
Exactly. All you fucking losers in my chat saying, monogamy, monogamy, bro. All the kings, all the high status men, and all the historical texts in the Bible and the Quran, they always had multiple women. You are so mad saying, no monogamy, because you can't get bitches, so you don't know what it's like, bro. You don't know what it's like. And I'm not talking about most people. I'm talking about like the fucking, the Whitler and Wallaband people in here saying, no, stop making sluts. You fucking losers. When you get to the point where you have, if you're a millionaire, you're high status, you've been grinding and you finally made yourself something, you're not going to want to stick to one woman. It's never does it happen.
Accoutrements that come with being successful. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if a man, you know, if he's living his best life and making all this money and he wants to be a playboy, like, do what you want to do. I think people's biggest issue is that like men want this, like, oh, we want this one woman to be loyal and to come home to and that loves us, you know, unconditionally no matter what, but I also want to go live this double life. I think that's people's biggest issue with men. But if they were honest, I think it would be a totally different story.
You can't be honest with women, though. Like, you can't. Like, what, you're going to fucking believe? You're going to want to hear the truth? You lee. You're going to cry. You want to live in your delusion. It makes you happy. It's never going to work if I'm being honest. And it's complicated. Message to you specifically. Chat's asking when my collab is going to come, and it's complicated. He's a Jewish guy. When he sees my chat, when he watches, because I know he watches my stream, when he sees what the fuck you guys are talking about, you think he's going to want to drop it? He's been afraid to drop the interview because he doesn't want to get canceled. And you guys have been talking about Jews and Hitler this whole time. What the fuck did that have to do with this video? Nothing. Jewco? Talking about Hitler? Shut up, nerds. Well, this one guy, Hitler could have anyone, but he chose one. No, he didn't. 100% he did not. And what does that have to do with anything? Why are you idolizing Hitler? Who are you? Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
That's it.
Your job?